Owen Baya, we talked about only two brands that have reduced their price and allow imports into the country to reduce the prices. Millers yesterday said of the remaining ones because the ministry issued the permits to all the importers at the same time, but there seems to be a variance in terms of the prices at the moment as we're experiencing. Yet there was the announcement made by the president, and 2 ears of many Kenyans, that was the much-awaited call. However, he has no control whatsoever over the forces of demand and supply in the market. What are the assurances that all these millers then can come or peg their price at certain pricing element, for example, of unga, so that Kenyans can be able to access? Because I'm seeing the variance at the moment, it's of 50 shillings, 159 and 156, that's where it's playing out, and then 159 to 160, a difference of 1 shillings. Where will be then the regulation aspect here in terms of the pricing?
I think what we need to look at when we come to the prices of unga is, a reduction of prices of unga, it needs to be seen as a process rather than more of an event. Because there are many factors, like we have said and agreed, that there are many factors that play when it comes to price determination. And when all these factors are put together, it will take time before all these things patter to a certain level, to almost the same level. So I'm reading the story in The Nation, and if you look at The Nation, I saw what they're saying in Kakamega town. For example, in Kakamega town, the cheapest brand was Ajab. It was selling at 167. At the Mama Watoto supermarket, at the Quick Mart supermarket, the dollar was 212. Jogo was 212. Soko 212. Amaze 243. Who are these people? Which companies are these that are selling at that higher level? It is the big guys, the people who have controlled the market for many, many years. And like we have said, because they still have stockpiles, huge stockpiles, because of mass production, we do not expect that they will wake up one day and say, okay, we produce this unga at 200 shillings. Now we're going to sell at 150. Then who takes care of the 50 shillings? Now what we need to do is to allow, one, the new maize that has come in. It needs to get to the millers. It is processed. But then what do? You sell the maize that has just come in as a business plan, or you want to first clear the stockpiles that you have for you to be able to create a way for the new stockpiles. I think that is just simple business sense. And that's what Kenyans need to look at. Yes, the will and the ability to reduce the prices is there. And the government has made it very clear. They have allowed duty-free maize, and they have facilitated the 2 ships that docked in Mombasa to bring that maize. The licenses have been given. I think there are very many people, in fact, several people called me and said, oh, I got my license, I'm going to import cheap maize. So the process, the government has started the process, and this process will eventually end up at the targeted price. In fact, the president said, probably we might even get this maize, this unga at 120, at 150, or even 100. But he is also not being that kind of a dictator in the market to say you must bring the price of unga whether you make a loss or not, or saying you must reduce the prices of unga because we'll give you subsidy. I think these are things Kenyans are used, and millers and business people are used to a situation where there's a crisis in government, they want to benefit, they want to make money out of it, and they're saying, let us get, probably they're waiting for subsidies. But even, I listened to the clip yesterday on Citizen TV that said there are people who still are waiting for their money for subsidy. You'll collapse business. Millers will collapse. And the worst that can happen in this country is when you have millers' businesses collapse because of bad government policy. It means the unga will not even be available.
Okay, yes, Dr.
Kenyans should not be left to believe